Let's roll. A little Friday Night Rage has begun. I would say it's a freak show, but I don't know. I guess some of you are freaks, so I guess it is a freak show. Although Saturday night, tomorrow night we'll get some guests on again tomorrow night. Tonight we'll hang out for a little while, set up the weekend for you. Although the weekend, whatever, every day is the motherfucking same, isn't it? And ironically enough, you figure in lockdown, whatever, I do shows 7 days a week now. I've got TV tapings tomorrow and Sunday. We'll do this show tomorrow night. And in a regular week, my voice is normally shot by the end of the week on a Friday night. And here we are, my voice is shot. So we appreciate you joining us. We appreciate you patrons amongst you here this evening. Last night, we had the news that the UFC, was postponed and canceled. Really seems to be more of the theme of the day today. Cancellations are the theme of the day, as Montreal has essentially, my hometown of Montreal, has essentially canceled the summer. Now, they're not on lockdown until August 31st, but Montreal announced there's no shows, no nothing. No festivals, no shows, no games, no sports, no events until August 31st, which it's really going to be longer than that, you know. We open up the show. I don't like to be depressing about shit, but as we talk about, we got to be realistic. And I think more and more now you start to see and you realize just how like fucking screwed we are, basically. Now there's a push. Trump is pushing. There's a big push for Trump right now. He's talking about opening shit up May 1st, except he doesn't control things. The local governors do. And, you know, people are starting to get itchy. I understand it. But we're not nearly through this yet. And there'll be like a second wave of this. I'm not even talking about the second wave like in the fall. I saw a University of Washington professor who's on top of things. He basically stated, like, hypothetically, if you opened shit up and just said, all right, sort of go back to normal May 1st, he said we would be right back to like a mass pandemic by July. Yeah, so sports, like I said, so Montreal, and listen, Montreal only has the NHL, right, as far as major professional sports leagues, any MLS. But Montreal is a major city, and they're just being realistic, and they're saying August 31st. I'm actually surprised they dangled that date because, you know, I thought, like, why even say August 31st, really, if you think about it? Like, that's so far away as it is. Just say it's fucking indefinitely. You know what I mean? Like, you know what, magically August 31st is the date? Right? It's a long time away, but I tweeted it out earlier. There was a Wojnarowski, ESPN basketball, NBA insider. Woj tweeted tonight that speaking to NBA executives, they said that they don't think there'll be fans at games for like 2-3 years type shit, a couple of years. So basically no fans next year, probably no fans. You're like, until there's a full-on vaccination. And you talk about 12 to 18 months, but it really, you know what I mean? It's not going to be everywhere. Not everyone's going to take it in the first 12 to 18 months. You're really talking 2.5, 3 years, really. I'm not saying like the world's on lockdown for 2.5, 3 years, but until there's a vaccination and everybody's taken, there's not going to be fans and shit. I got the New York news on, and it really is amazing. Like a lot of cities you live in, you'll sort of know, like, oh yeah, that's where it is. like if I watch the news in Toronto, I'll be like, oh yeah, like fucking, I don't know where that is. Like they'll show you. Here, I got no idea. Like I'm looking, I'm like, man, I don't know where the fuck that is. Never seen that before. Coronavirus immunity cards. That's a bad idea. The community, like people don't want to be branded and shit like that, right? Then you're going to get into like a police state. Speaking of which, FDA warns Alex Jones to stop promoting false treatments for COVID-19. Now, listen, I'll be damned. You can say what you want about me, but I'll be damned what you say about me. But oh yeah, by God, if I'll stand here and let you say that Alex Jones would patently mislead people, no. The thing with Alex Jones is there's bigger pieces of shit than him. You know what I mean? Like, I think the Fox News people are worse than Alex Jones. I don't like Alex Jones. And this has come from someone that I'll admit, I used to fucking listen to him like 25 years ago and shit. But now, like Alex Jones, I haven't been to InfoWars in a while. I can't say the exact date, but the last time I was on Infowars.com was a long time ago. Or like if I got misled there by a link or something, I left. Like I don't want to give him the satisfaction of a fucking like one internet hit, but he doesn't give a shit about his internet hits. He cares about fleecing people with his stupid products and shit, right? So yeah, Alex Jones has selling an Alex Jones he's got Alex Jones toothpaste, and he claims that the toothpaste fucking wipes out coronavirus. Which he's probably not lying, considering all toothpaste would wipe it out. But Alex Jones is just such a clown. Fuck. That's like the best way I put it. He's just a fucking clown. Like I don't give a shit what he says, good or bad, about anything. Like I don't pay attention, but I did pay attention to he's always in court, fuck, right now. He got sued by the Sandy Hook parents. He had a pretty nasty divorce, and in the court shit, like some of this court stuff's on videos, depositions and shit. And like if you're a fan of his, it's almost like being a fan of Trump, though. Like you're just, you know what I mean? You're you're either like a fucking moron or you're just accepting that, yes, he's a liar and I like him. Right? So, like the same thing with Alex Jones. Like I don't see how anyone can, you can't take anything he says seriously. How do you know when he's telling the truth? I'm not even talking about his whacked out conspiracies, but I'm just talking about if he fucking says a bunch of crazy shit and then he gets sued and he goes to court and then under oath when he's in court, he fucking takes back the crazy shit. Like in one of the court cases, the divorce, he basically admitted under oath that he's a fraud. He said, he admitted, he goes, I don't believe in court. He goes, what I say on my shows is not true. He said, it's like wrestling. He said, it's entertainment. I don't really mean what I say. I'm an entertainer. And do you really think? And he actually said, come on, would anyone really take some of the shit I say seriously? It's yeah, some fucking rubes do, right? But I just tune the guy out. I don't give a fuck what he says. To me, Alex Jones, what I do with people on Twitter now, and trolls and shit, I just tune them out. I just unfollow them. I don't block them or anything. I don't insult them. Before I would insult them. Now I don't fucking just unfollow. I don't want to follow fucking idiots. So I'll just unfollow them and move on with my life. But I don't have time to argue with people and shit. Unless you have an educated fucking argument. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody tells me, Renzi, this is why you're wrong, but they don't have, like, fucking reasons. It's just because. Well, because. Well, because. All right, so speaking of bitching and pains and asses, Ronda Rousey's back, fuck. Or fucking, man, this chick's miserable all the time, fuck. We got a little baseball news. I can tell you what, and Roe asked earlier, actually, am I a Joe Biden fan, Jeff? No, I'm not. No, I'm not a Joe Biden fan, no. I don't know. I don't like him at all, actually. Um, but Roe asked earlier, actually, about, Roe, I did not post this publicly. I don't know what's going on. I don't fucking know, Ro. I didn't realize either, Ro. I just sort of look up. Yeah, Jerry, I get my info from the media and the government. um, no, no, Ro. I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's actually annoying, to be honest. I don't know why. And to be honest, I almost want to shut it down and restart. I have no idea. I don't know. Like I said, the internet's been fucking weird all week, man. But no, I did not post this, Ro. Trust me, Ro, I fucking hate people. Like the last thing I want to deal with is fucking fuck faces in the public. It's actually pretty annoying, to be honest. It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be, Tommy. Motherfucking YouTube, man. What the fuck is this shit? No, you know what, Tommy? I did not do it deliberately. Trust me. I did not. I did not do it deliberately. It's annoying. So, anyways, as I was saying, what am I going to do now? I could restart. I could restart and shit, but that's just a pain in the ass too. Can't win. Now I'm baffled by this. I'm like, why is this like? Well, why did this happen? How did this happen? Is Dawn on the phone? Is Dawn on the phone? I swear to God, though, all motherfucking week, man. The internet's been fucking weird. Like, why? Why? What's going on here? No, patrons only. I don't know why I like that. It says patrons only. Fine. YouTube screwed me yesterday, man. Like I fucking like that podcast I did got like lost and all right, Friday Night Rage. Yeah, I don't know. It's not. This is not a. This is not a. It's not a Patreon thing. It's definitely YouTube. It's a fucking YouTube thing. Reckless, am I going to offer free shows to the people during these trying times? No. No. Fuck the people. And I say that with all due respect, but no, I got fucking 3 hours of shows a day for free content. I don't know anybody anything. Fuck. Like I don't know anybody anything. No, Reckless. And in fact, I apologize to the patrons that actually pay because now you got to deal with a bunch of fucking whatever. But so far, it's so far pretty good. There's no trolls here so far. Doesn't mean that it won't last. That'll last all night, but I'm really bothered by this. There's a reason why we do the Patreon show because it's uncensored and it's private. Now we're not private. Now it's just another fucking, it's a public rim job. That's what this is. Yeah, but it's all good. Whatever. It's all good. You know what? We said earlier, oh no, it's not the Friday Night Freak Show. I guess if I would have known. Boise Hingis. Yeah, I'm assuming you're that Hingis guy that was on Twitter before that was saying stupid shit about the coronavirus. Because how many people would put Hingis in their name? It's the one thing though you notice though, like trolls are cheap. Like it's a good thing. Like you just charge. I could charge like fucking 5 cents a show, and it would keep the trolls away because the trolls are fuck faces that don't have a life for any money. What's up, Brooks? What's up, Crash? All right. So as I was saying, we got a little baseball. Got a little baseball news. Although it's kind of obviously a pipe dream. We'll go to the Sports Rage news desk. Yeah, exactly, Colin P. You know, maybe we'll bust out the old machine guns tonight. Good to see you, Brooks. No, we're not doing well, Brooks. We fucked up. Something happened on YouTube, and this shit got fucking posted. Fuck. I can see now. Let me see something. Fuck. Oh. Fucking YouTube, man. You motherfucking cocksuckers, man. It's YouTube. Like, dude, this never happens. It reset itself to public mode. Oh, God. All right, so anyways. They don't know, Ro. The only people that know Ro are the fucking the motherfuckers. They follow me on YouTube. So like people that know subscribe to my YouTube. I have like a YouTube channel, Ro. Even though that I don't post many videos on it. You know what I mean? So people get alerts and shit. I swear to, like, I'm not kidding, like all week, man. All week. Like YouTube the last few days has been so annoying. Yeah, what's up, Shell Dog? Good to see you, Shell Dog. I'm just a little just a little upset. Fucking motherfuckers. I just wanted a nice, peaceful little Friday night show for a little while. Now I gotta fucking deal with this bullshit. Like I said, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. Yeah, you're welcome, Paul. Just for the record, this was not on purpose. Don't thank me. I'm not happy. Yeah, don't thank me. I'm not happy. Yeah. No one make me a martyr like, oh, Morency's being cool and giving away a show. No. I did not mean to do it. It's an accident, and we're not happy about it. But other than that, it's all good. Good to see you, Shell Dog, and everyone else. You guys are good. No, whatever. It's all good. Everything's God's plan. I guess I was meant to help people tonight. Give me a second. I'm glad you're here, Brooks. I forgot. I owe you $100, Brooks. You have $100 coming. All right. All right. Yeah, Ro. What's up, Ro? No, you guys are all right. We'll get on with the show. So, yeah, for you, Brooks, I think you got 500, and there were 6 people in the NFL pool, and I was going to give a free roll in the fucking NCAA bracket. I was going to send you an email and go, hey, you got 100, but I'll put it in the bracket. But there was no bracket. There was no bracket. And Roe is the last one. Or not Roe, Brooks. The Morency fantasy sports leagues are out of business. The COVID hit the Morency fantasy sports leagues. Yeah. It's all right, though. The pyramid is done. It's done. Like, there's no more leagues. It's almost symbolic. It's down to the last $100. I got $100 going to fucking Brooks, and that's it. Yeah. Like, the fantasy chain is broken. And speaking of which, actually, those motherfuckers, man, somebody fucking deleted the fucking Fantasy Sports Network YouTube page. And it was done out of Canada. Like someone like the old shows. Like my fucking best of Who Ruined Your Sundays. They're all gone. They're all fucking gone. There was like epic shit. Fuck, the best of Unfiltered with me and Cam and shit. I swear, man, fucking Homicide got taken off fucking too. I didn't post it. I got to start downloading this shit. Fuck these. You just sort of assume, it's on the internet. It'll be up there forever. It's not. Fuck. I was able to salvage the Cam and Boss Rutan segment today. But the other shit's fucking gone. Pisses me off. So, no, those are probably still up. It's the old shows from the Toronto studios. It's fucking pissing me off, though. Somebody probably has it out there. No, it's not even spitefulness. Like, you know what I mean? It's a server thing or whatever. Like, I don't know. I don't motherfucking know, man. It's very annoying, though. I tell you that much. It's very annoying. But you know, when this shit goes up on YouTube, the good stuff, I've got to start. I got to start saving it. I don't want to lose this shit. I got to start saving that stuff, man. Now, we're not big in Japan, Reckless. We're big in China. I have the review right here, actually. I have a Homicide review here from another. I'm doing an interview on Skype, actually. We're Homicide. We have a website coming up in 2 weeks. It's going to be ready. And it really will be because we're not doing it. We actually paid. These people that do music band websites, they're fucking good, actually. Like, their sites are good. But they wanted $650. And it's fucking great. Me not returning calls, they went down like fucking $300. And It wasn't even me, like, price thing. Like, it was like messages. They said 650, and I told Brian, I said 650. I said, that's kind of expensive. Fuck. I said, nah, that's too much. He goes, oh, all right. I just spoke to them. They said 550. And I didn't get back to him or anyone for like fucking 4 days. And he's like, all right, they say 350 now, lowest offer. So I'm like, all right, we'll do it, 350. We have a nice, good review here. Your life is on the line. Songs about gambling and drinking and cocaine. Dealer calls, are you in? One more drink, as you sing, as you drown. One more life, one last time, throw your eyes. You can't sleep, left too weak, you're in too deep. Positive rating says, Scourge of God gets things off to a fine start as a reminder of just how good the storing style of Gabriel Morency is as he delivers a tale of a wrath of God. Mid-tempo, evil chugs keep going through nicely and pay riffs to homage to the Bay Area thrash scene with nostalgic tooth gap grin with that whammy bar is a nice touch. It's one of those tracks that cuts to the point when you can happily go on for a few minutes, but that's the hallmark of quality. Taking a melodic atmosphere route before kicking in full throttle after a couple of minutes of build-up of any mistake. He rants and raves about the government conspiracy theories and covering up their actions. Classic headbanger of a cut with short bursts of solo work to keep you on your toes. Increasing the tempo, point blank range, the classic driving song of raw sounding old school riffs and some more solos. Who said guitar solos were dead? They lied. The lyrics may be simple enough, but they're crowd fodder for chanting and will go down in the storm in that regard. See, the guy gets it. We kept it simple on purpose. See, positive review. I could go on. You think I'm dead, but I'm not. Risen from the ashes to take what you've got. You think I'm dead, but I'm not. Left for dead, left to rot. We got a 7.5 out of 10. That's the review. Seven and a half out of 10. Not bad. Could be a little better. could be a little better. No, we'll take it. Nice review. We're going to have more reviews coming. Like I said, we have a website on the way, which would be cool. Give me a second here. You can't, in today's day and age, you can't not have a fucking website. You know, we got like our music for sale online and shit, but no real site. So, you know, we need a site. So we'll have the site up and running soon. Couple of weeks, the site will be gone. We got some pictures up. Try to get a video up there and shit. All right, let's go to the Sports Rage News Desk. Summer 2020 is officially canceled, as residents of the planet Earth are telling the year 2020 to go fuck itself and go back to where it came from. Unfortunately, Diane, 2020 will not be over until 2021. And 2021 could be as bad as 2020. Experts say that 2027 might be okay, but 2030 is when the big one comes. Major League Baseball has an idea. Cactus League and Grapefruit League baseball continue on with spring training except for Rio. And in all the stupid ideas that we've heard over the last couple of weeks, this is the best, stupidest idea we've heard yet. It's actually feasible. I'm not discounting this one. And yes, the world might be coming to an end, but America needs baseball. Derek Carr, of all motherfucking people, talking shit about Jameis Winston, which I'm not really sure how or why. But coronavirus found in the air samples up to 13 feet away from patients. Coronavirus cases double in a week in the United States of America. Former FDA commissioner, far more deadly than the Spanish flu. Nursing home deaths soar. Michigan bans travel between residences. They're getting hardcore. Michigan residents will no longer be able to visit their neighbors. Like, you can't go to someone else's house. Listen, we all want this virus to go away and shit, but you can't over-police this shit. Boston suburb threatens $100 fines to anyone walking in the wrong fucking direction. Yeah, you go fuck yourself. What the hell are you talking about? As I stated, I'm all for safety during these difficult times, but let's not get crazy. Boston suburb sets up one-way sidewalks to allow residents practice social distancing. Police will hand out $100 fines to walk in the wrong direction. Yeah, but it's more dangerous to walk behind people in the first place. Police in the suburb of Beverly, Massachusetts, noticed locals brushing up against one another as they walked in opposite directions. Failure to comply will now result in a $100 fine. Shit's getting crazy out there. Los Angeles shut down through May 15th. New York City won't reopen without massive testing. Italy extends lockdown despite business pressure. The Pope says this is a test of faith. fear of second wave. Federal government covering up nursing home deaths. Testing botched. Beverly Hills order face masks worn in public. Must be designer face masks. Trump congratulates himself 116 times for saying he's done a great job. New Netflix dating show offers singles $100,000 to abstain from sex. Well, no one's having sex now anyway. They're all locked inside. New larger wave of locusts threaten millions in Africa. Total destruction. Awakening volcano region in Iceland could cause disruption for centuries. I'm telling you, God's pissed, all right? like at what point do people realize God's not happy? Hit by virus, Pentagon warns enemies, don't test us. Yeah, you know, I've been warning about this. So in other words, the Pentagon knows, man. They're warning China and Russia, don't fuck around right now. 1 in 10 Theodore Roosevelt sailors, U.S. naval ship test positive. How Naomi Campbell became the face for the pandemic. Yeah, because she's a germaphobe. Paramedic who worked ground zero during 9/11 says coronavirus is worse. New York burying victims in mass graves. Wuhan rent protest. People don't want to pay their rent in Wuhan. That's hard to say. People don't want to pay their rent in Wuhan. People don't want to pay the rent in Wuhan. People don't want to pay the rent in Wuhan. People don't want to pay the rent in Wuhan. French Riviera police ordered London jet setters to go home. This is gold. Czech nudist beach told to wear face mask by police. You let your dick hang out, but hey buddy, put a fucking mask on, huh? Instead of put some pants on, it's put a mask on. With no sports, pay TV fears bigger subscriber losses. Tokyo organizers can't guarantee Olympics in 2021. And in real sad news, the XFL may be done for good. Ugh. Tough news for football fans as the XFL, for the second time, gets shut down. Vince McMahon drops $375 million into the XFL. And you know what? It's not often that people, I'll say, poor Vince McMahon, but this motherfucker, he put $375 million in. All right, so he put $375 million into this league, and it was for 2 years to keep the league going. So $375 million of his own money, not WWE money, his own money to keep this league going. And the game plan was to build up the league, make it popular, and then after 2 years, sell the television rights and stuff for more money because the league would be popular. And truth be told, listen, he wasn't going to get a ton of television money out of it, but the league was much better than anyone would have anticipated. The quality of play was very good. That's the last game I went to. That's the last sporting event that I went to. I asked people on Twitter earlier, what was the last game that you went to? That was the last one I went to. I was there with Roe, a New York Guardian, LA Express XFL football games, the last sporting event that I was at. And probably going to be the last sporting event that I'm going to be at for a couple of years now, to be honest. As we said earlier, an NBA executive told Wojo, or if he said NBA executives told him that don't expect fans for a couple of years. At NBA games, which sounds kind of realistic. Like, let's say they come back this year / summertime or in the fall, there won't be fans. And then probably the year after, no fans. So, year and a half, 2 years without fans. Now, listen, that's for the NBA. And I brought this up on a couple of shows. Like Sooner Lisa's here. Good to see you, Sooner Lisa. Like Sooner Lisa and Erica are in Oklahoma. The governor of Oklahoma is not going to shut it down, right? He's not going to shut football down. So, there'll be college football, but not everywhere. Like, there won't be a Big Ten. There won't be this. And I don't think these other college football conferences will get away with it. I think they'll end up having to shut down because people will get sick and shit. But anyways, they're going to try. Yet people don't people think, oh, September's a long time away for football, but it really isn't. Let's say, guys, listen, we're mid-April right now, so we're going to be into May. Like, if you don't have training camp and you don't have preseason, then you're not starting the season on time. It's my belief, and what the fuck do I know, but it's my belief that there will not be NFL football. There will not be NFL football until like November. I think that Thanksgiving is the target. And I know people in the NFL have said that behind the scenes, that's more realistic. And that's without fans. That's without fans. And they would have to play like in just a few cities. You know what I mean? Like, they couldn't be traveling around everywhere, like flying around like a regular schedule and shit. They would have to set up shop in like fucking Texas and shit and Florida. And, so that's, if you didn't know, this is what baseball wants to do. Baseball has an idea, and it's not a crazy one. It's not a crazy one. You can't quarantine an entire fucking league. All right, you can't quarantine an entire league in one fucking place. It's not going to work. You don't have enough stadiums. It just doesn't work. And then you have too many people in one spot, so you're really not really quarantining anything, are you? You know what I mean? So, or isolating. Yet, and if you spread it out a bit, you can. And so basically, like spring training right now, it's not the National League and the American League. Some teams happen to be in Arizona and some teams happen to be in Florida. So the Major League Baseball's idea is to basically play like 81 games type of shit. They'll start in July, they hope to, you know what I mean? In isolation with no fans at their spring training complexes. And the teams wouldn't have to leave where they are. So the team would live at their spring training complex like they do already. And they could be isolated and then just go onto the field and play the game and then go back in. You know what I'm saying? And they're saying the family could go with them. So the families could go live with them. They go on the field. There's obstacles, obviously, because they need multiple testing. But this is their idea, to split it up. Play, half the teams in Arizona, half the teams in Florida. And it would be realigned. The league would be realigned. So, like I said, out of all the crazy dumb ideas that they've had, actually, this one isn't like ridiculously stupid. The divisions are interesting, the way that they'd be split up. Especially, I don't know if Tommy's still here because I know he's a big Yankee fan. I don't know how many other Yankee fans are here, but of course, Joe Girardi now on with the Philadelphia Phillies, and they signed quite a few actually, right? They've got a few Yankee guys, former Yankees and stuff now. Like who else is there? Batantis, Didi Gregorius. A bunch of Yankees went there. So Joe Girardi's there. It has that New York feel in Philadelphia now. And the Yankees and the Phillies would be in the same division. So it'd be the Yankees, the Phillies, the Blue Jays, the Tigers, and the Pirates. So the Yankees, the Phillies, the Blue Jays, the Tigers, and the Pirates. The Tigers and the Pirates would have no chance, even in an 81-game season. But the thing is, I do believe in, let's say they played 80 games or 68 games or whatever. In a shortened season, worse teams would have a chance. I think the Blue Jays would have a chance. Like in a shortened schedule and, spring training, no fans, the Blue Jays could hang with these teams. Anything could happen, but that's an interesting division. The Yankees, the Phillies, the Blue Jays, the Tigers, and the Pittsburgh Pirates. The other division in the Grapefruit League, this is the fucking toughest division of them all. It's a bitch. And so is the other Florida one. But the South division would be, the Southern Florida division would be the Boston Red Sox, the Minnesota Twins, the Atlanta Braves, the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Baltimore Orioles. That's a tough-ass division right there. That's a tough division, real tough. Like, you want to talk about a group of death or all that, division of death? The division of death. Yeah, that's a killer-ass division right there. Boston Red Sox, Minnesota Twins, Atlanta Braves, Tampa Bay Rays, and the Baltimore Orioles. Like, the Twins are really good. The Braves are really good. The Rays are really good. The Red Sox were really good, but, they still have talent. It's not like they're terrible or anything. That's a tough-ass division. The Red Sox, the Twins, the Braves, the Rays, and the Orioles. Me and Cam did a show today. It'll air tomorrow, which we gave picks. And there's no odds or anything, right? But we just, sort of like, all right, which team do you think would win a division? I picked the Blue Jays. I was bold. I said, you know what? The Blue Jays will win that division in the North. The South division's tough. Red Sox, Twins, Braves, Rays, and Orioles. You can make an argument for the Rays. You can make an argument for the Braves. And you can make an argument for the Twins. The Red Sox, would be not as good as those teams, and then the Orioles, no. But you got three solid teams there between the Twins, the Braves, and the Rays that could win. And like I said, I'm not so sure the Red Sox are going to be terrible just because they lost Betts. But the Red Sox are in a transitional period, The other division is not easy either. The Washington Nationals, Houston Astros, New York Mets, St. Louis Cardinals, and Miami Marlins. You could argue this division's even tougher. You have the World Series, the last two World Series champions, the Nationals and the Astros. The Mets are good. The Cardinals are really good. Yeah, I think you could actually make the argument that this division's tougher. Nationals, Astros, Mets, Cardinals, and Marlins. Like, with the exception of the Marlins, those are all pretty good teams. The Mets have weird shit that happen to them all the time, but they're good. And then you get the Arizona side of the bracket is shit. Like, all the good teams seem to be in Florida. Like, the way that it seemed to work out, all the good teams are in Florida. So the Cactus League, the Chicago and the Northeast Division of the Cactus League, the Chicago Cubs, San Francisco Giants, Arizona Diamondbacks, Colorado Rockies, and Oakland Athletics. That's the best division, like in Arizona, in the Cactus League. The Cubs, the Giants, the D-backs, the Rockies, the Athletics. That's pretty good. Look, the Rockies are no good anymore. The Rockies aren't good. The Giants aren't really that good either. But the Cubs are still very good. The D-backs are up and coming and are pretty solid. And Oakland every year are just good. Like, Oakland just find a way of being good every year. The West Division of the Cactus League is it's the Dodgers, right? You know what I mean? But it's the Dodgers, the Angels, the White Sox, the Cincinnati Reds, and the Cleveland Indians. It's not a bad division. Like, it'd be fun. The Dodgers and the Angels in the same division would be cool. Dodgers, Angels. You throw in the Indians in the mix. That's a competitive division, but the Dodgers are better than all of them. Dodgers, White Sox, Reds, Cleveland, and the Angels. And the Northwest Division is terrible. Like, it's a joke. The Kansas City Royals, Seattle Mariners, Texas Rangers, San Diego Padres, and Milwaukee Brewers. It would be a two-horse race between Milwaukee and San Diego. Milwaukee, San Diego, Seattle, Texas, and KC. Like, talk about a cream puff division, fuck. And they wouldn't play each other, though. You know what I mean? Like, the Florida teams aren't playing the Arizona teams. So they would just play each other. I saw the proposal. So all these teams in the Grapefruit League would play each other and all these, you know what I mean? And then they would move on into the playoffs, etc. So instead of National League, American League, and all that. Yeah, so, yeah, like they wouldn't fly anywhere. That's the whole point. That's why it's a good idea, actually. Getting like 700 people sequestered in one city in Phoenix is not going to work. You know what I mean? But like I said, imagine, like, the Blue Jays have a training complex, right? They have like dormitory, like they can live there. So they're comfortable. Like, they're not in some weird element. They're used to it. They go there all the time. They can bring their kids. The kids can stay in another part of the resort. They can see each other. You know what I'm saying? And they just go out, play the game, go back to their room. They're not going anywhere. And you have enough stadiums there that you can make it work because all these teams have their own stadiums, right? But look, like, a good example is like the Astros and the Nationals. They share the stadium already. Like, they share the same complex. So, like, they're already sharing a place. They built, like, a lot of these teams will put money in together. Like, they'll have split facilities. So it kills two birds with one stone. It's like, all right, both of you guys already live here anyway, so you're fucking here. You just roll out and you play the game and you go back into your room after. Like, it's better. It actually it sort of works. All right. The problem is obviously there's just so much. The problem is there's just so much. There's so many unknown things about this, and it's listen. This is fun to talk about on paper, but it's unrealistic in the sense. It's unrealistic in the sense that 700 people just died in New York here. Like, there's not tests yet. Like, Trump pretends and says, "Oh, we've tested more people. We've tested more people than anyone before." And no, you haven't though. That's the whole thing. And there's like doctors and nurses that are in the hospital that haven't been fucking tested. They don't even know if they're exposing people to it as they're trying to save people from it. That's how crazy it is. And the only way this would work with baseball is everyone needs to get tested. Right? It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? Like, you test the player, so you'd have to wait too. You got to wait for the results. So let's just say hypothetically you want to start this July 1st. So you'd have to get these guys into Florida for May. You couldn't have a month spring training. It would just, you're begging for disaster, but you probably do because you're going to need stops and start periods. The problem is right now, guys, and without getting too technical, like from a medical perspective, but it's kind of simple. As long as we're still at a stage where if you've been exposed to someone that has it and you need to be in isolation for 14 days, they can't play. It won't work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if they're isolated, someone's bound to get it. So if someone gets it, and then they're going to say, well, everyone on the team has to be isolated for 14 days. No, they can't. They need multiple tests so they can say, all right, this guy has it, but we tested everyone else. They didn't get it. They don't have it, right? And you can isolate the guy that has it right away. You know, and you can keep him away from the people that don't have it, and you can keep the chain going. Now, if they did this, don't think for a second that there wouldn't be guys going down as the season went on. Like, guys would get sick eventually, right? Now, I'll be honest with you, though. It's not going to happen. It won't happen just because there's too many. It's just there's too many variables here. It's not safe enough to make it happen. Well, that'd be real cool. I tell you what, if the Bundesliga, if the Germans can't make it work, no one can make it work, Kyle. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you, the Bundesliga soccer league would be a massive betting boom. Yeah, it's good. Like, honestly, though, Kyle, everyone, what's up, McKinnis? Honestly, though, guys, that's what it comes down to, though, is I'm tired of getting my hopes up. So it'll be like, oh man, the German soccer league, Bundesliga is going to start. No, it is, and a week before, no. Like, look, we were all excited for the AFL, the Aussie football stuff. What happened to that? The shit lasted one fucking week. Since there's been no mainstream sports, I think the last game was March 11th. Since then, we're 16-3. We're now 16-3. I've made 19 bets since March 11th. And we've won fucking 16 of them. Pretty impressive run we've been on in the non-sports world. I just sort of pick my spots. Like, you know what I mean? Now, one thing, like I said earlier, don't applaud me. Today I hit, it was minus 225. It was minus 225, the bet I hit today, but it still won. Hey, you know what, McKenzie? Anything that works for you, buddy. Look, one thing I'll be honest with you though, guys, Spencer and everyone. What's up, JS? One thing I'll be real about is I'll be in Canada in a couple of weeks or like 3 weeks, and I'll have more access. I don't have access to a lot of these bets now, and I can't bother people all day with this shit. They got lives. So the NFL draft is coming up. That's the big one. We have the NFL draft coming up, and that's good for betting. The only thing is what that kind of blows. I noticed Bet365, their props are crappy for the NFL draft. They're not like the props that they have up at Bet365 for the NFL draft, or you know what I mean. They have a few standard ones and stuff, but there's no. They will have more though. I know they will have more. But I'm saying, listen, I'm 16-3 in my last 19 picks on like I can almost remember them all. Because there was that last UFC card that we had in Brazil. Or wherever the fuck it was. Was it Brazil? Yeah, it was in Brazil. So we had that UFC card. And I remember I went 6-2. So I went 6-2 at the last UFC event. And I remember that it was the last night we were at the Meadowlands betting the horses. Lindsay, and it weren't even my picks. Lindsay fucking won 3 races in a row, and I bet on all 3 of them. So if you remember, I bet on all 3 that night. He went 3 for 3. So I went 3-0 at the horse book at the Meadowlands that night. We went 6-2 with the UFC. So that's 9-2. I hit the winner of the Florida Derby. That was 10-2. And the other, I lost 1 Russian women's basketball game. That's the 3rd loss. It's the only game I lost. I lost 2 UFC fights, guys. Think about that. I lost 2 UFC fights. And so I'm 16-3. So essentially I am I'm 10-1 in the random sports. And the one game I lost, I didn't post. Every other one of them I posted on Twitter or on Patreon for you guys. So the one I could have not even admitted to the loss. And I fucking only put like $15 on it when I lost. It was stupid. There was a women's Russia basketball game on, and the team I took, they were like plus fucking 36.5. And I was like, come on, man. I'm getting 36.5 points, fuck. And the game was like 17-15 or something at the time. And I was like, I'll take the underdog. And I'll take the underdog. And they fucking lost by 39 or 40. I lost by like 2 baskets. I can't say it was a bad beat. Like, I lost by a couple of points. I lost by like 5 or 6 points to the spread. But anyways, I've hit the shit out of soccer. I've hit a few Nicaraguan games. I hit a fucking Ugandan soccer game or something. I hit the Belarusian soccer game today. Man, that's some crazy shit, man. The fucking moon is low, fuck. Look how low the moon is. It's like the moon is like lower than the Empire State Building and stuff. Look. Looks like the Empire State Building dropped the fucking red siren thing for the night. I haven't noticed it tonight. Usually they have it up. That's crazy though. Look at that moon, man. It's like fucking low, man. You don't usually see that like that low in a city like that. Yeah, so we brought it up earlier, the XFL. It's too bad. XFL suspended operations Friday morning. Multiple sources told ESPN that the league had laid off nearly all of its staff. A handful of executives remain employed and currently have no plans to return in 2021. Given the uncertainty of the current environment, the XFL suspended operation is evaluating its next step, says the XFL. The XFL canceled the season but pledged to return next year. But XFL CEO Jeffrey Paul changed course on Friday, conducting a 10-minute conference call to inform the employees of the news. According to a prominent former XFL staffer who was on the call, Paul had stopped short of saying the league was going out of business, but the strong implication was clear. It's done, the staffer said. It's not coming back. There was no immediate comment from Vince McMahon. St. Louis Battlehawk receiver LaDainian Washington was among those reacting to the league's decision. RIP, gone but never forgotten. PJ Walker, before you got one win, you got to take 1,000 losses. It's too bad, man. It's too bad. Like, it was a fun league. It was a good league. It was a fun league. We were doing well betting on it. So now, essentially, we got the NFL draft in a couple of weeks. You got that NBA game of horse, which only a few books have odds up so far. And basically just the offshore ones, which I don't screw with now. There is some, there is some basketball tonight. 4 in the morning. The Chinese League, Chinese Taipei. Not the Chinese Basketball League, but Chinese Taipei. SBL. The Yulon Dinos are 4.5-point favorites. Ju Tai Technology, over under 177.5. Great name, this one. Taiwan Beer, -7.5. Paul and Archelin, +7.5, total 165.5. All right, right now as we speak, there's the women's soccer, Taiwan Mulan League woman. Taichung Blue Whale woman versus the Kaoi Siong Sunny Bank woman. It's a great name, eh? Taichung Blue Whale woman soccer team. See, like, I want to get this playing right now. Where's my phone? Fuck. Is Don on the phone? All right. All right. As soon as our pick is in, we'll tell you about it. Ooh, dangerous attack. Taichung Blue Whale. What's up, Robin? Hello, Colin P. Reckless, Kyle Johnson. It's been pretty good. We had an early troll, a couple early trolls. We booted them out. We're all good. Come on, let's get this pick in. Hello, Parker Wedlin. Good to see you, Parker. Now we're just waiting for the confirmation that the pick is in. I want to talk about Ronda Rousey, actually. I see Ronda Rousey was bitching. All right, so we just grabbed the under 4.5. We got it in at minus 163, and it moved to 188. So under 4.5. Tai Chung, Blue Whale Woman, Cowie Seong, Sunnybank Woman. Under 4.5. It's 2-1 right now in the 65th minute. We're 16-3. Let's make it 17-3. Oh no, Tai Chung Blue Whale on the attack. Sunnybank versus Blue Whale. Man, it's going to stress me out too much. I'm watching the little fucking thing go back and forth there. It's soccer. Soccer. It's the only soccer game going on in the world right now, McInnes. Taiwan, yeah. Taiwan women's soccer. Taiwan women's soccer. But I got it was minus 150 when I saw it. By the time I got my pick in, it was 163. Now it's minus 200. They're going to drop it to 3.5 soon at plus money. Oh, shit. Fucking dangerous attack. Ugh, seems like it's a real dangerous attack, too. You know, when I made this, I was say, you know, when I made the bet, though, I was thinking I had a 2-goal window. I got a 1 goal. I could give up 1 goal. It's 2-1 right now. It's minus 200 still right now. They're in a 66 minute. Fucking stress job here. I haven't had this feeling because you know what? I didn't even watch the game today. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, still no odds for this game of horse now. At least at Bet365. There are odds out there, but basically Trae Young and Chris Paul are the favorites. Trae Young and Chris Paul are like plus 300. Mike Conley's like plus 500, plus 600 or so, or plus 450. And then Paul Pierce is plus 800. Billups is plus 800. Tamika is like plus 1,200. And the other chick is plus 1,100. That's the gist of it. Hello, Rob Danner. The chick will hang around, but they won't win. They could win, though. I don't know, man. It's so motherfucking random. It's so random that I think fucking Chauncey Billups at plus 850 could win. I can see Chauncey Billups drilling shots. Fuck. Yeah, the contestants are Trae Young, Chris Paul, Mike Conley. Oh, we already lost the bet. It's 4-1. Are you shitting me? There was just 2 goals. We just looked away. There was 2 goals in 2 minutes. There was 2 goals in 2 minutes. There goes the little streak. Fuck. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Fucking bitches. Fuck. How the fuck you go 70 fucking minutes without fucking scoring and you score 2 goals in 2 fucking minutes? Fuck. Fucking blue whale fucking women, go fuck yourself. Fuck, man. Well, there's my first bad gambling story in a little while. Motherfuckers. 2 fucking goals, man. We got to hustle. It's like they knew we fucking bet on it or something. We fucking pulled the trigger on it. Seriously, it was 2-1, man. It went from 2-1 to 4-1, fuck. From 69 to 70 minutes. Well, there goes $50. I was going to put 25 only on it too, but I put 50 on it. I put 50 on the earlier game today too, so whatever. But fuck, man. That's why I don't like betting on this random shit. Fuck. You know, you bet on an NBA and NFL game, at least there's another one coming on. Like, now what? I'm going to chase on fucking the next Taiwanese chick game? Fuck. I guarantee you, I'm a better soccer player than these chicks are. Fuck. It's fucking terrible. It's all fun and games until you lose. That was fucking frustrating. Call lost 500 on. Wow, that's too much. All right, let me close that. You know what? I knew I'd get in trouble. I was just looking for the fucking basketball, too. That's all I wanted. I ended up fucking, now what? They got ping pong now. Evgeny Ilshukin against Igor Mishkinov. Yeah, I'll pass. Fuck. I just wanted a stupid 3-point odds. I ended up losing $50 by betting on fucking soccer. Fuck Taiwan. Fucking Mulan League. Got screwed over by the fucking Mulan. All right, let's go to the Sports Rage news desk. Let's check in on the world of sport, like they would say on the BBC. Well, thank you, Diane. Isn't Diane the anchor's name in is it Futurama all the time or Family Guy? Thanks, Diane. Why don't you shut the fuck up now? Well, the NBA regular season and playoffs might be on hold, but that's not stopping Trae Young, Chris Paul, Zach LaVine, Mike Conley, Paul Pierce, Chauncey Billups, Allie Quigley, and Tamika Catchings from participating in the first ever NBA Horse Challenge. We've got some line movement. Trae Young is now favored at plus 225. Chris Paul checks in at plus 300. Zach LaVine. Does Zach LaVine know this is a shooting contest, not a dunking contest? What's he gonna fucking jump from the 3-point line and fucking that counts? He probably were gonna try to. Mike Conley plus 450. Paul Pierce plus 500. These are different odds than I've seen. What fucking book? They don't even say what book these odds are fucking from. Go fuck yourself. False news. False news. Well, the numbers are all pretty much similar as we look around right now. Trae Young plus 300, Chris Paul plus 300, Zach LaVine plus 350, Mike Conley plus 450, Paul Pierce plus 750, Chauncey Billups plus 800, Allie Quigley 10 to 1, Tamika Catchings 12 to 1. Man, that music's stressing me out. I don't know, dude. Who's going to fucking win? How do you handicap this? How do you handicap this? Like, you're throwing darts. So basically, you ask yourself, is it worth it to get plus 300 with Trae Young? No. He's overrated, Trae Young, in this. Dude, Trae Young only shoots 36%, like, from three-point land. Trae Young, in his career, in 2 seasons, 1.5 seasons in the NBA, is a 30 motherfucking 4% fucking three-point shooter. All right? People talk, I'm like Curry. You're not Curry. You shoot 34%. Fuck. He was shooting 36% this year. 36% from 3. Chris Paul, in his career, is a 37% three-point shooter. This year, Chris Paul is shooting 36%, right on his number. So him and Trae Young, exact same shooting percentage from 3 points this year. 36%, and pretty much in their careers. Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine can shoot a three. 37.5% career. 38% this year. Mike Conley. If it just says 36%, I think I'm going to stop looking this shit up. Career, 37.5%. This year, 37.6%. Motherfucker's pretty consistent. Paul Pierce. Not playing anymore, but it's three. He's just shooting the ball. Fuck, he can still shoot. 36.8% career. Chauncey Billups. Ooh, 38.7%. Highest one so far. That's his fucking career number, too. It's pretty impressive. 38.7% career number. So far, he's got the highest one. Mika Catchings. 35.5%. Allie Quigley. Holy motherfucker. This chick's an assassin, fuck. The last 3 years in the WNBA, 43% 3 years ago, 42%, and then last year, 40-fucking-4%. In her career, she's a 39.9% three-point shooter, nearly 40%. And you're getting her at 11-1. As I stated, Chauncey Billups, 8-1, 850. Allie Quigley, 11-1. And then if you want to sprinkle on one of the favorites, fucking you can, but you hope that they just tank, fucking you know what I mean? You hope that they shank a few bricks, and you get lucky. The thing is, too, is the game of horse, right? It's a 3-point contest, but it really isn't. It isn't. You basically name your own trick shot. They're not just going to be doing fucking little layups and shit, right? Like Trae Young has already stated, and this is another thing, guys, too. He doesn't really fully mean it, but I'm sure he kind of does, in which he stated, Trae Young said, I'm only shooting from half court. So basically, the way it works is, your opponent, you take a shot and you challenge, your opponent has to make the shot you just made, right? So Trae Young fucking said, I'm bombing from half court, fuck. And so Young's going to be fucking bombing these threes, and the motherfucker might hit a few of them, right? And then you're going to have to hit a three from where he just did, and then he's going to go some other weird place and hit a shot. Thank you very much, Remmost. So that's the thing. That's the thing that Somebody posted a video today of LeBron playing horse in 2015 against a dude in a playground. And the dude in the playground beat him, fuck. Right? Like, it's not basketball. You know what I mean? It is and it isn't. Like, anybody can fucking, like, dude, I see fucking, I see there's a hoop over here, man. I saw a kid the other day, or not the other day, but like, I don't know, like 4 weeks ago before this shit happened. And I watched him hit like a million shots in a row, the kid. Yeah, he was like fucking, they were like 14 footers. They weren't like bombs, but like he was like practicing. He got the bang and he was going off the backboard. Bang, boom, bang. He fucking, I was like, damn, man, this kid can fucking shoot. Right? Like, and the cool thing about this is they're going to be on their own fucking court, their own gym, their own rack. You know what I'm saying? So, Trae Young in his backyard or whatever, he's got a couple of trick shots that he goes to, that he can hit from a weird spot. So it's going to put like his opponent in a weird place. Trae Young's going to say, yeah, I'm going to hit it from like fucking 43 feet at this weird angle, bing. And then then you're going to see Mike Conley's going to go, shit, all right, I got to do this now. It should be fun television, actually, because they're going to be talking shit to each other, right? So, that's another thing. I'm curious to see where they are. I want to see their setups. Basically, you're allowed to be in your own backyard, a gym, but no one really has access to a gym now. So essentially, it's just going to be at their houses and shit, which is pretty cool, right? So, like, basically, they're going to have a camera with Trae Young. He'll be in his fucking driveway backyard area on his court fucking shooting. Then they'll say, all right, Mike Conley will be at fucking home shooting. It's going to look cool. No, Conley does not seem like the type of guy that has a bunch of trick shots. That's what I'm saying. You fucking know that Trae Young sits at home all day doing this shit, right? I guarantee you Trae Young is going to try some crazy shit, but that could play against him because he's going to try crazy shit. You got to read between the lines with capping these things because you don't really have a lot. So when I saw Trae Young say that, he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, wait till they see. Basically, he's like, he was talking shit to fucking some of the guys on Twitter, like just jokingly. He said, you guys know, right? He goes, I'm shooting from half court all the time. And fucking everyone was like, fucking, oh, no. Like, really? He's like, yeah, I'm shooting all my shots. Fuck. He goes, wait, you're going to see the bombs I'm dropping. Like, so fucking Trae Young is going to be funny to watch him fucking. He's probably going to shoot like 70 footers and shit. Try that, fuck. Oh, yeah, Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine can shoot. Zach LaVine definitely will have a few bank shots and shit that, Listen, they're only shots. You're not reinventing the wheel. But all these players are good shooters. And they all have fucking something up their sleeve where they'll be like, all right, this is a tough fucking shot that they won't know that fucking I can hit. Because you know what I mean? Like, they can all, like, the easiest shot to hit is the NBA corner three or the college three, right? But NBA players, like pro shooters, the fucking side three shot is the easiest one for them. And you notice, like, in the All-Star three-ball competition, they fucking drill them from there. Ding, ding, ding. They don't miss, right? So they're not going to be doing that in this game, right? That's what's going to be fun about this. They're not going to do that because they know it's a waste of time. Some fucking Trae Young's not going to go, oh, fuck, let me hit a corner three. Whatever, man. Paul Pierce is fucking 52. He can do it blindfolded. Swish, you know what I'm saying? They don't even have to look. They just know, like, they've done it so many times. Where it gets harder is like the fucking sort of angle threes. Like, NBA players don't like that. Like, you'll notice they like the top of the key and they like the corners. So, but guys don't like that side shot very much. Only the assassins will do that. They're like the Currys in the world and shit. You'll notice most of the guys will try to get to the top or the corners to shoot threes. But this will be fun because they're not going to do that, right? Trae Young and Chris Paul and shit. And Chris Paul is someone to watch out for. If I was going to take a favorite, I would take Chris Paul. You know why? Because Chris Paul is a competitive motherfucker. He's a competitive motherfucker that'll try. He'll care. And he'll be serious about it. Like, Paul will fucking drill a shot, like, for real and be all like, You know what I mean? He'll be like, I can imagine Chris Paul taking a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like Trae Young's going to hit a shot and it'll be like, all right, Chris, your turn. Chris Paul's going to be like measuring the wind and like fucking dribbling and like, yeah, give me a second, fuck, you know? And then he's going to hit it. Yeah, like I'm sure they're exactly. What's up, Sonny Vega? I'm sure they're telling the guys that a little bit though, right? That listen, everyone's house is different, so don't do like a 120-foot shot from over the fucking roof or anything, like because like someone's gonna say, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna come up with a real trick shot here off my fucking balcony or something," you know? And because people they need to be able to match it. And let's not get carried away, right? It's a game of horse, like, but I'm just stating it's not going to be like kids playing horse. They're going to be draining like fucking big boy shots, you know? People wondered about why they got the people they did. Well, number one, they agreed to do it, right? LeBron didn't agree to do it, right? So these guys agreed to play. So props to them. I like the WNBA touch. Why keep the women out of it? I also like the fucking the retired guys touch. I think it's all cool. I would prefer if it wasn't just Pierce and Billups, though. You know what I mean? Like they're just the ESPN guys, so they're in on it. Like, but should have been like get Glenn Rice or get another fucking old guy, fucking like fucking Vinnie Johnson, a microwave or something. You know what I mean? Like, get some old fucking dude that can drill three still. Rick Barry. You know what I mean? Get Rick Barry in it. Like, make it like get an old man too. So the old man could like, because now it's cool. You have the NBA players and then you have the vet guys. Don't think, and this is the thing, we'll go through each guy, but don't think Paul Pierce doesn't want to win this. Paul Pierce got a big ego. He'd like nothing better to fucking win this to be relevant, right? The chicks fucking would like to win to shut up everyone and say, oh, yeah, you fucking, why are we here? We just won the fucking thing. And it would be cool to have like an old guy to say, oh, you young guys, fucking, So if you go through them, Trae Young is the young hotshot. He's the public favorite because he talks shit and people like him. He's known as a three-ball shooter, but he's only a 36% shooter. All right, Chris Paul is not a popular guy, but you know why Chris Paul is dangerous? Because the sports books made these odds and they got no clue either. They're throwing darts. And they made Chris Paul plus 300 knowing that people are not going to bet on Chris Paul. They could have made Chris Paul plus 600 and people wouldn't bet on him. They don't like him, right? Not a lot of people are like, oh, I hope Chris Paul wins. So it's almost they're telling you, yeah, we think Chris Paul can win this thing. And so do I. So I'm not taking Trae Young. Trae Young's going to get too cocky. He's already talking shit. He talked a lot of shit during the NBA video game shit. He has fun. I'm not saying he's an asshole talking shit. He has fun, the kid. But like I said, when you're betting on a kid, I don't want to bet on a kid that I know is going to try to show off and do crazy things. I prefer the old steady vet like Chris Paul. Fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Trae Young's going to defeat himself by trying like these long, crazy shots and shit. I like Chris Paul at plus 300. Zach LaVine is a competitive kid. He's won the slam dunk contest. You know he'd like to add this feather to his cap as just sort of being the fucking skills fucking champion guy. He'll be dangerous. I don't discount him, but you can't bet on everybody. Mike Conley, he might be the guy to bet on just because no one's talking about him. He's just a boring guy that I don't even know why he's in this thing, but I don't know. He is, right? I mentioned Paul Pierce at plus 750, plus 800. Paul Pierce, like, is pretty much a dickhead. Like, the guy's an egomaniac. He'll want to win this thing. But I think almost like Trae Young, where Trae Young will hurt himself by being cocky, I think Paul Pierce will hurt himself by wanting to win too much. Like, you know what I mean? And Paul Pierce isn't a great three-point shooter. If you look at his career, like some of the years he was, some of the years he wasn't. Like he's sort of like Paul Pierce was a big shot guy. Didn't he hit a big shot to beat the Raptors? He did. Fuck. I think he eliminated us. We left him open and he hit the shot. Whatever. I remember that. Yeah. Fucking Paul Pierce can shoot. Like in a big moment. The thing with Pierce is he's not a choker. But Pierce is like, he's good. He's just sort of, he thinks he's like Michael Jordan or something. But Pierce is a big shot guy. Right? But he's not like a systematic, pure three-point shooter like some of these other guys are. Chauncey Billups is just systematic and good. 38% three-point shooter, good technique, good form, doesn't get rattled. I think Billups is worth a little sprinkle here in this because I think he'll be in it. Allie Quigley, we talked about it, man. This chick shot 4% last year in the WNBA from three. Now, listen, it's harder to shoot a three-point shot in the NBA than it is the WNBA. And I say this as someone that respects the women players. But let's just be real. It's tougher to hit a three-point shot with fucking Serge Ibaka in your face than it is a chick in the WNBA in your face. And it just is. Fuck. It's not the same. So, but at the same point in time, I'm not going to discount it and say Allie Quigley can't shoot. And you know what? Serge Ibaka or Anthony Davis won't be in Allie Quigley's face in this game. She's going to have an open net to shoot at. And she's also going to be at home and where she'll be comfortable. I think she's the bet. At 11-1, you're getting a chick who just this past year shot 4%, and you get 11-1 on her. She's a career 39.9% three-point shooter. The chick can shoot, obviously. The chick can shoot. At 11-1, I think it's good odds. Like my bet is Allie Quigley. I'll take Allie Quigley and Chris Paul. 3-1 and 11-1. In my opinion, this is my strategy. Same with a slam dunk or a contest or like the skills or the home run derby. I'll bet on two guys. You know what I mean? I'm not betting on six guys because then you don't make any money. And like, I'll bet on two bets. It is what it is. Fuck. It's like the Kentucky Derby. You can't bet on every horse. So, you know what I mean? I'll take a long shot and I'll take like one of the favorites that I think can win. Listen, if Chris Paul wins at plus 300 and I lose the Quigley bet, whatever, you still, you know what I mean? And you put less on the Quigley because it's 11-1. But if Quigley wins, then hey, boom. Speaking of boomer for Erica and Lisa, the Bosworth 30 for 30s on now. They're showing he's out on the field right now. Yeah, but 11-1. 11-1, it's good value. And for me, in my opinion, I think Chris Paul is the guy. I think Chris Paul is good enough. He's serious enough. Chris Paul has been in his driveway fucking practicing shit. Chris Paul doesn't like embarrassing himself. He's a competitor. He's going to take it seriously, Chris Paul. And also, I've even seen Chris Paul like fucking bombing away like before games from half court and shit. Like Chris Paul does do like crazy shots like in fucking pre-games. Pretty crazy. They're showing right now, just seeing a clip of Brian Bosworth on campus there. I don't know if Lisa's here or Erica's here still. But it's crazy seeing the excitement of fucking people when they meet him and shit. They're like, oh, fuck, that's Brian Bosworth. Well, hopefully that's not canceled. They'll be like, oh, sorry, bad news. The 3-on-3's canceled. Oh, I said I wanted to get a Ronda Rousey. Man, she's always bitching this chick, too. Said that she's not going to wrestle anymore in WWE because of the unappreciative fans. What am I doing it for? For not being able to spend time with energy of my family, but instead spending my time and energy of a bunch of fucking ungrateful fans that don't even appreciate me. I love performing. I love being out there. But at the end of the day, I was just like, fuck these fans. My family loves me and they appreciate me. All I want is the energy to go in them. That was my decision. Like, Ronda, you were a wrestling heel. like, like, that was the point. Like, she needed to be cheered all the time. Listen, she was fucking terrible in the WWE anyways, fuck. And they fast-tracked her. She wasn't even good. And she couldn't fucking work the mic. And she's bitching about being ungrateful fans. Like, shut the fuck up. I always thought it was weird. I always thought it was weird when Ronda went. I always thought it was weird when Ronda went to wrestling. Yes and no. I mean, she was a big star and shit, but like, I always thought it was strange in a sense. To be a wrestler, you have to have a sense of humor. And she doesn't have a sense of humor. And like, to be a wrestler, you need to have a sense of humor about yourself. And you have to be able to make fun of yourself in wrestling. Like, you have to understand that. And she doesn't. Like, she doesn't have that in her. Like, she's too competitive. Like, I'm not saying it to rip her. She's too competitive. You know what I mean? Like, she expects to win. She expects people to love her and shit. But it's not like, it's not real, Ronda. Like, you're a character now. You know, maybe for a year they'll love you and then they'll hate you for 2 years. Then they'll love you. It's like you're playing a game here in wrestling. And she was a good heel, too, because people don't like her in a way. She's easy to dislike. So when she was a bitch in wrestling, it actually worked for her, but I knew it wouldn't work because I know her personality, and I knew she wouldn't like being a villain. Fuck. Like they tried to make her a face and make her nice, right? But the thing is, it didn't really work because she's not nice. Like that's the thing with wrestling. Like it's fake, but it's real. Like wrestling fans can see through you. They see through your real character, your real personality, like, and they'll tear you apart. And they could tell that she didn't like it. Like they had that big feud. They had that big feud with her. They had a big feud with her and Becky Lynch, and the fans like were cheering for Becky Lynch, right? So then Ronda, like in real life, Ronda was like a good bully. Like in the UFC, she is a bully. Like she was a good at like being like a bully. But so then she was like she embraced it at first. She embraced it at first, like where okay, I'll beat a bully here now and it'll be cool. But she didn't like it in real life because when you're the suddenly like people were telling her to go fuck herself and shit, right? Like wrestling fans are real. Like they say crazy shit to the wrestlers and shit. So like they think it's real in their mind. So Ronda, they were like, "Oh fuck you, Ronda. We like every other girl better than you." Like that was basically the gist of it. Like whoever she fought against, the crowd would cheer for the other person, and that wasn't the intention of the WWE. But they basically they realized they were like, "Listen, you got to be a fucking heel. Like people think you're a heel, right? So you got to be a heel." And a lot of people embrace it. And you know, she should have said good because people didn't like her, and like that's good. Like if you're in wrestling and people legitimately don't like you in the stands, you're doing a good job. You know what I mean? Like you'll keep your job then because it's like, wow, people fucking get angry about it, right? So they like that. Like they like that, but she didn't like it. So that's why she's like, oh, I like the company. I got no problem with the WWE or the other wrestlers, but fuck the fans. It's like Ronda, they're just wrestling fans. It's like basically it's like if she's like being an actress and she's like a villain in a movie and she's upset after that people think she's like a villain. It's like you did your job, fuck. They think you're a villain. Like, what's up, Gargon? What's up, Jazz? I wish you didn't get that bet in, Jazz. We lost. um, so, anyways, I just wanted to say that about Ronda. I'm going to talk to this with Kevin Walsh about this. Um, Bill Maher defends using Chinese virus as name for COVID-19. We can't stop telling the truth because racists get the idea wrong. Shut the fuck up, Bill Maher. He really is a dickhead. You know where the Spanish flu started? You know where the Spanish flu started? In Kansas. And in fact, the United States traced it back. Fuck. It was from a fucking cruise ship from Italy. Listen, it started in China and the world there, but as far as the United States, it came from their cruise ships. And there was one Chinese guy, a doctor or something, that fucking went to a conference or something. But They want a scapegoat. They want a scapegoat, though, right, for their own failures after the fact. But Bill Maher, it's funny because Bill Maher is like was known sort of as being this big left wing pinko commie type dude that the right hated, but Bill Maher's on a roll with them. Like they actually love him. If you look at Bill Maher's show, he always has the right wing fucking like alt right dickheads on his show. He puts Bannon on his show. He puts that Milos guy on. He put that fucking Tommy Lahren on, whatever the fuck her name is on. Like, you know, he doesn't give a shit. He's a big fraud. But like he's a big racist. You know what I mean? Like he says racist shit all the time. He gets away with it because he thinks he's Bill Maher, and it's just funny. But other people lose their fucking careers over the same shit he says. Like he's racist towards black people. He's racist fucking towards like Muslims and shit, big time. Like he's actually like pretty much like a massive neocon fucking fuckface, right? But he pretended like he was a left thing. He seems to be veering away now. But there's money in both sides of this shit, right? There's fucking idiots on both sides of the aisle that'll eat up whatever fucking people say. But I said earlier, I opened up the show with saying Alex Jones is a fuckface. And Alex Jones is a fuckface. But so is Bill Maher. So is Bill Maher. Bill Maher's not quite as bad as Alex Jones, but they're not like, you know, there's not that much difference between the two of them. Yeah. The only difference is Bill Maher doesn't sell fucking toothpaste and fucking body oil, snake oil and shit. But they're all full of shit. Hello, G Cars. What's up, Nick Parper Giorgio? Hope everyone's staying safe wherever you are. As safe as can be in these times. I don't know about you guys, but I don't, you know, I'm not, I don't live in fear. Hannity is a dickhead too. I agree, hero. I don't live in fear of this. And look, I'm even in the middle of this in fucking New York, New Jersey. Like I can't be smack dab in the middle more than I am in this stuff. But I don't live in fear of it or anything. But at the same point in time, and I was talking to my doorman about this yesterday. And he was like, oh, yeah, yeah. And he started telling me these stories. Because I said, they put up like a fucking barrier, like in front of the front desk. Like they put up like a street barrier type thing, right? Because basically all the delivery guys were getting close. So the guy was telling me, he's like, oh, yeah, yeah, I feel better now. They're not as close to me. And what's up, Lucas? Good to see you, Lucas. And he's like, he goes, oh, I'm good. He goes, but he goes, the other night I thought I had it and I was freaking out, but I guess I don't. I told him the same thing. I don't live in fear of this shit. I'm not like, I don't like, oh, I'm going to get coronavirus. But I'm not going to lie. It's happened to me like 4 or 5 times where I've started to like, if it gets in my head and shit, I'm like, oh my God, I can't breathe. I'm like, I got a shortness of breath. Fuck. And then I'm like, oh my God. Or I'm like, fucking, my nose is running or something. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I might have coronavirus. My nose is running. And then it gets in your head, right? You start thinking and shit. And then you're like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. It's the same. I'm like, man, I had the same chest pains a year ago, long before coronavirus. So I'm all right. Like I said, there's a million symptoms to this shit, right? There's the high fever stuff, like the classic is really high fever. You're feeling like fucking sick and weird, and you have like 104 fever and stuff. Right, but one of the other, because they want to know what the results, like what got people there. So one of the big things is a lot of like younger people, not the older people, but like middle-aged people and younger people that get coronavirus. One of the first fucking symptoms is, where you realize you're fucked, is you lose your sense of taste and smell. If you can't smell anything and you can't taste anything, then you might have a problem on your hands. I'm just saying. I swear to God, I never did this before, but now, now I like 10 times a day, I always like smell things. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm good. All right, see, I got a cup of Pepsi here. I can smell this Pepsi clear as fucking, like, clear as day. Yeah, I can taste it too. Flat Pepsi. I'm like, that's my thing, Cody. Anytime I panic, I'm like, fucking smell the weed or something. I'm like, yeah, I can smell it still. Good, good. Fucking, yeah, that's it, Grinch. Got some Pepsi in here. I can smell it. I can smell it. It's ironic. I'm worried about coronavirus. This fucking Pepsi is going to be the thing to kill me, probably. Exactly, Nick. Exactly. I've designed my own coronavirus test kit. Fuck, a bag of weed. Can you smell the there? I'll test America. Fuck, they come up to the corner. You open a bag of weed. Smell this. Fuck, do you smell it? No. Like if you can't smell a stank, dank bag of weed, then you're like, oh, you got a problem. Fuck. like I could be put me in charge. I'm telling you. You put like a thing of Vegemite, some weed, whatever. You just step up. You tell people, take a bite of this, smell this, fuck. And if they react, you give them a stamp, clean. Like, you go, you're good. Next, fucking smell this, fuck. Make them smell like a big bag of dog shit, fuck. Can you smell that? Fuck. If someone sticks their face in the bag and they don't react, you're like, all right, you're in quarantine, fuck. Yeah, there's your coronavirus test. Here's a bag of dog shit. Fuck. Can you smell it? Fuck. No. Yeah. All right. Give me my money. $10 a test. I saw a good tweet tonight. It said tattoo removal, $50. It was a fucking it was a chainsaw. I told you my roommate fucking did it. My roommate put an ad in the paper once. He said coat hanger, $1 guaranteed for life, and he was selling nails. Fuck, it was a nail. He was like, "Yeah, you can hang your coat on that," and he goes, "The nail will last forever." And I was like, "You know what? It's actually brilliant, bro." It didn't work though. Like, no one fucking bought it. Coat hanger, fuck, coat rack, guaranteed for life, $1. Fucking $1. You send them a 10-cent nail. Fuck. Thank you. You pay shipping and handling. Thank you. And you're not even ripping them off. Fuck. Here's your coat rack. Fuck. Put the nail in the wall and you're good to go. Yeah. Fucking, yeah. But you know what? You know what, Grinch? These workers are freaking out. You know what I mean? They don't make a lot of money. They're in the public all day long. I understand why they're starting to freak a bit. Oh, you got a coronavirus test, bro. I was just reading earlier here about Amazon. It said workers are scared to go into the warehouses. It's a big shit show. We have a new wave of headlines here. New wave of headlines. Let's check in with the Sports Rage News Desk. Cities begin canceling 4th of July events. Fear of second wave in summer. I'm telling you, man. Summertime is canceled. The 4th of July is not for 3 months, but events associated with a federal holiday are already being canceled due to the pandemic. In the past 10 days, at least a dozen Independence Day events have been scrapped across the nation, from Redwood City, California, to Southport, North Carolina, to Ithaca, New York. In each case, apologetic community leaders cited the risk of possibly being infected by a virus that's killed more than 100,000 people worldwide. In other news, we've decided that Chris Paul and Allie Quigley are the best bets for the NBA horse competition. Ronda Rousey blasts ungrateful fans. And here's an interesting story, actually, out of Utah with the Utah Jazz. Sources close to the Utah Jazz say the Rudy Gobert-Donovan Mitchell relationship cannot be saved. It does not appear to be salvageable, says a source close with the knowledge of the situation. And for those of you that don't remember, of course, Rudy Gobert got coronavirus, but I guess Rudy Gobert, like everybody that gets coronavirus, mocked coronavirus. So Rudy Gobert mocked coronavirus we saw him at that press conference. Rudy Gobert touched all the microphones and like his face, and he was joking it up and everything. And then he got it a few days later, but it turned out he already had it or whatever, like before that. But it turned out that Rudy Gobert in the Utah Jazz locker room for like 2 weeks leading up to that kept on like making fun of coronavirus and was like touching people's shit and like joking around about it all the time. And people told him to fucking stop. And basically he gave it to Donovan Mitchell. He fucked with Donovan Mitchell's stuff all the time. And Mitchell did get it. And they think that, yeah, he got it because of Gobert. So Donovan Mitchell, like, is all pissed at Gobert. And I remember at the time when it happened, remember when all this happened, I said, man, you know, it's a good thing that Rudy Gobert is such a good player for his sake. Otherwise, like, they'd probably have to trade him. Right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he gave guys on the team coronavirus and shit. It's one thing if you did it, you didn't know, right? Then it wouldn't be held against you. right? It wouldn't be like, you know what I mean? But the thing is, Rudy Gobert fucked with everyone's shit. And I guess there was a problem, and then people got it, right? So there's an issue. You know, listen, Rudy Gobert is a good player. He didn't fucking know. No one fucking knew. I mean, you know what I mean? People, we all said things before and joked and this and that. No one really knew fucking shit would hit the fan this much. And what's pretty crazy about it, which is true also, is that, look, if Rudy Gobert didn't do it, and it never happened with Rudy Gobert, they wouldn't have shut down when they did, actually. Right? So Rudy Gobert actually might have saved people by fucking getting coronavirus in a weird way. No one died because of Rudy Gobert, all right? A couple of people got it. And the thing is, no one even knows like where it came from. Like where did Rudy Gobert get it from? He got it from basically there was like a Monday night type shit. The Pistons and the Jazz played each other. And the NBA has pretty much traced it to that game. That's the fucking game that began the outbreak, fucking the NBA. Like 4 people got from one game. Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, because that's the whole thing. Like Rudy Gobert fucking fucked around with Donovan Mitchell all the time, but no one knows like who got it when, right? Like, did they all get it that night during the Piston game? And did they get it from Rudy Gobert? Or did they get it from the cameraman? Or did they get it from Christian Wood? Because basically Christian Wood, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, and a courtside cameraman. 4 people had coronavirus like a week after that game. Like that was the game that it was traced back to. Because there was the common, and also the Pistons and the Jazz fucking shared airplanes and shit. Now, the thing is also, the Toronto Raptors, the Raptors played the Pistons, I believe it was. Was it the Pistons or they fucking played the Jazz? Whatever. The Raptors were caught in the web too. Like the Raptors were told right after, fucking, you guys got to test everyone. Like we got a problem. Everyone's exposed. I think they played the Jazz. And there was like 6 or 7 NBA teams that were connected to it. Teams that either played them right after or it was, and people don't realize this, but like not every NBA team owns a plane and shit. Like the Dallas Mavericks do, like Mark Cuban does. The Mavericks have their own team plane. A few owners have team planes for their players, but a lot of the teams, they're not flying with other people, but they're just taking like a Delta jet or something. You know what I mean? They pay for the fucking plane and they take it, right? But it's not like a team plane. So essentially, the NBA, there's like 6 or 7 teams that fucking share planes, like for economical purposes. You know what I'm saying? So like a team will fly to a city, and then let's say their home is only 2 hours away, or like a team might fly to a town and leave the plane there. Sort of like, like the zip cars or the bicycles, you can leave it anywhere. It's cost effective for the NBA owners and teams. So basically it's like, all right, the Utah Jazz are flying in on this United fucking plane. And then after they're going to take a bus to the next city or they're going to go on. And then the Pistons are going to take that plane and they're going to take it on their road trip or whatever. So basically 4 or 5 NBA teams all use the same plane. Like, so they had to fucking all get tested and shit. They were, or like be worried. The thing is, they got tested. They just don't want to tell you they got tested. How about the Lakers too? There's like 2 LA Laker players had coronavirus, but they won't say who it was. And, I was thinking about, LeBron. I mean, if it was LeBron, Like people are saying, some people are mad actually in the NBA about this now. That they're like, you know what? The Lakers should be forced to say who has it. Because the thing is, you need to be able to trace it. Oh, and the referee too. 5 people, Spencer. Thank you. You need to be able to trace it. So like a couple of I was reading about this. A couple NBA players were like, you know, they were like, I'd like to know which fucking Laker actually had it just because I was around them. You know, like it's not really cool that we don't know. And it's not like, you know, we want to publicly shame them or anything. But like I said, there were NBA players that said, you know what? Rudy Gobert told people he had it. Donovan Mitchell told people he had it. Christian Wood told people he had it. What makes it, why are the Lakers so special that, you know what I mean? And I wonder if LeBron had it. Like LeBron wouldn't be the type of guy. I thought of that. Like LeBron wouldn't say, oh, I have it and it's serious. LeBron would be like, oh, he's Superman. He wouldn't tell people. And I'm just saying, the fact that the Lakers never said who it was leads me to believe that it was 2 big players. Dude, if it was some fucking white guy at the end of the bench that had it, they'd fucking tell people. Like, why were the Lakers so protective of this? Right? And listen, I know the Lakers said it's none of your business. It's personal medical shit. We don't share medical stuff. Well, it isn't. It isn't. And the thing is, they didn't tell anybody. So other NBA players are like, well, fuck. Like, do I need to know? Did I come in contact with this guy or not? Fuck. I don't even know. I was reading a thing about NBA players don't know either. Like it was brought up that, yeah, NBA players don't know which Laker it is, and it's pissing them off because they played against the Lakers, and also they want to know which Laker to fucking stay away from. Fuck, right? That's what I'm saying, Grinch. If it was fucking Alice Caruso that had it, you think they would make it a secret? No. Right? Like, but I'm telling you, like, the Lakers are very adamant at protecting it. They're like, we're not telling you. And like I said, other NBA players asked them and shit and said it's bullshit. Fuck. You should tell people so we fucking know so we can trace it. Fuck. Like it wasn't like, oh, tell us so we can shame them. It's like, tell us, because that's the whole thing, guys, to stop the spread. You need to tell other people, listen, you were in contact with someone that has it. You might have it. Get tested or you chill out and you stay quarantined. Otherwise, the domino effect goes. It's for public health safety that the Lakers should fucking tell people, listen, these are the 2 people that had it. So anyone that came into contact with these 2, you should get tested. Fuck. It's not just for like the NBA. These guys go out to grocery stores too and shit, right? Yeah, so like I said, that's the conspiracy theorist in me thinking, and I'm not trying to root them out and shame anybody, but like I said, why the fact that you're not telling people leads me to believe when you say, oh, 2 Lakers got it, but we're never telling anyone who it is, leads me to believe that fuck, it's AD or it's fucking LeBron. It's one of your big players, fuck, you know? Otherwise, you would fucking throw the other, you would say it. If Kyle Kuzma got it, you would tell people, fuck. And I'm just saying, LeBron is the type of guy who thinks he's special enough that, and I'm not even calling him out for it. Like, if he doesn't want to tell people 5, he's self-isolated. Another thing is, too, if you notice, LeBron's done a few videos. I tweeted about this, and Corey, that's when we got Corey on. We'll get Corey on again tomorrow. I'll fucking bring it up again. But like I said, LeBron seems to be pretty isolated and shit. And LeBron seems to me as the type of personality that wouldn't say, hey, everybody, I got coronavirus, take it seriously. Remember LeBron said, oh, I would never play without fans. Like, LeBron's kind of an idiot, guys, in real life. Like, he's a nice guy, but he's smart in some ways, but, he's not like the deepest thinker, this guy. Like, LeBron's the type of guy that would think that getting coronavirus would hurt his brand. You know what I mean? Like, Magic Johnson got fucking HIV and was like the type of guy that said, listen, I have HIV. Don't make the same mistakes I made. And, and he got ridiculed. He was man enough. And look, like, he got through it. And he's well respected now. But, like, and LeBron doesn't strike me as the same type of guy. LeBron seems to me more the type of guy that would be like, nah, I'm not telling people. I don't want people ripping me and fucking talking shit. And like I said, I'm not even hating on him for it, but like I said, just other NBA players brought it up that they would like to know which fucking guys had it. Fuck. And another thing is, the other thing about that, is if it was just a couple of like average guys, if it was Caruso and like, one of their bench guys, the NBA fucking would have told the players. They would have said, listen, it's fucking Caruso and it's fucking Len or whoever. You know what I mean? The other stiff on the bench. Don't worry about it. Whatever. Don't tell people. But supposedly, like, the Lakers told, like, we're not going to tell anyone because if we tell you, it's going to leak. Right? And we don't trust it. So, who are you protecting this much? Who has the power this much? You know what I mean? Besides Rich Paul, LeBron, and AD and shit. So I'm just speculating. No, Danny Green would be the type of guy that would tell people. So I haven't played in a while. That's what I'm saying. Look, Kyle, they haven't even played hockey in a while, and they're still getting it, the Avalanche. So that's what I'm saying. That look at the challenge that real sports will bring. We haven't played in they haven't played sports in fucking 3 weeks, and the world's still fucked. Players are still getting this shit. No, there's going to be no fans in any fucking events for like 2 years, and I think college football will try. Ugh. Yes, that's nice. Thanks to the governor of Arizona. It's fucking Easter, fuck. It's already a day of prayer. It's Good Friday. Yeah, thanks for the governor of fucking Arizona for letting us know something we didn't know. It's a public safety hazard, Cal. You can't have fence. Japan that's not happening, Tom. Japan's starting to get hit now. No, Kyle, it was an NBA. The NBA executives were saying 2 years for fans. Dude, until there's a fucking vaccination, there's one thing. That's the whole thing. When people like seem to like think, oh, like Trump wants to open up business. Oh, we're going to open up for everything. Opening up everything fucking means people going back to their shitty fucking jobs because they don't want to give you more money than you make fucking not to go to your job. They're not talking about sports being back. Like people seem to think, oh yeah, everything's gonna be fine. They said it's gonna be normal. You hear me? They just canceled 4th of July everywhere. Fuck. And listen, I spoke to Brian of Homicide tonight, and it's fucking funny how the tide has turned. So basically, Brian is on unemployment, all right? So he was already on unemployment. But get this, his unemployment fucking stopped like 2 weeks ago. All right. So his unemployment stopped 2 weeks ago. But for some reason, he's fucking eligible and he got the money, like the $2,000. So it's, you know what though? Like Brian said something to me that the politician said. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, this is why they hate this. Like Brian said, he goes, man, he goes, I'm getting $2,000 a month now. He goes, I still hate Trudeau, but he goes, I'm getting $2,000 a month. He goes, I'm getting more now than I did when I was on unemployment. And he goes, in fact, he goes, I'm getting more. He goes, I'm getting paid now more not to work than I did to work. He goes, oh, I love this shit. He's laughing. And it's funny because that's what the Republicans said. Right? That's exactly what the Republicans said. Remember, Lindsey Graham was like, well, we give people all this fucking money. They're not going to want to go back to work anymore. But Brian told me after, he goes, I don't even want that fucking money. He goes, I'd rather fucking just be able to fucking go back to work. Because Brian plays in a bunch of cover bands and shit. And he works a lot. Like they play Friday and Saturday pretty much every weekend. Like Brian's in every band. Like Brian's in an Iron Maiden band, a Judas Priest band, a Motorhead band, an AC/DC band. Like you name a Motorhead. Motorhead's a big bread and butter for him. Like you name a fucking metal band and Brian's a guitarist of a cover band in it. But there's no bars anymore. There's no shows. Fuck. Like he's wiped out. Like he actually deserves them. Like he's a guy that like his life is fucked. And that's what I told him. I said, it's like an episode of The Twilight Zone, Brian. I said, you're getting a free 2K to sit around now to do nothing. But I said, you can't play shows. And he said, yeah. He goes, I'd give up the 2K to do the shows in a heartbeat. Fucking. And he goes, I miss the shows. I don't care about the 2,000. It's true. Yeah, but it's not. The thing is, Kyle, there's a big difference between getting back to like letting people out of their houses. No, you're way off, Kyle, on this. Fans don't even want to go. 70%. Said we talked about the poll the other night, Seton Hall University. 70% of Americans, 72% of Americans said they wouldn't go to a sporting event until there's a vaccination. 61% of sport fans said. So, and the leagues don't even want fans in the fucking place. The players won't want fans. If you're a player, the last thing you fucking want is to be in a fucking arena with 18,000 fucking people. Like it'll be a challenge to play sports next year. And I say next year, I mean in the fall. It'll be a challenge for them to play without fans. And then the following year, it'll be a decision. Do we want fans or like, how far are we into this thing? Yeah, it's not about like the fans and we want to be like the players are going to say, fuck that. I'm not fucking going into an arena with fucking 18,000 fucking strangers breathing on me. Fuck everyone's air fucking breathing down onto the fucking court and shit. Like they won't do it. You know what I mean? Like it's just a health thing now. Like society has changed forever. And when I say forever, listen, everything changes. This actually reminds me of 9/11 a lot in the sense that people forget that, that are younger, you guys don't realize. Guys like, man, used to be able to cross the border without ID and shit. There was no cameras anywhere. Like you could do whatever you wanted before 9/11. Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, the world was a completely different place. You didn't get searched at fucking sporting events. Like, everything changed. I remember, like, after 9/11, people were like, oh my God, you go to a sporting event, it's like going through an airport. Fuck. Like now, you go through an airport and they fucking grab you. Like, before, it was like, before it was a free for all. You know what I mean? Like, that's what killed the hash business. The hash business, there used to be like a flood of hash. Remember, hash used to be everywhere all the time. Why is hash not everywhere all the time now? Well, because people now, they grow weed and stuff. But basically, before, in the old days, guys, people in Afghanistan and Pakistan, etc., they had so much hash, they would just put it on cargo ships, send it to the other side here, and say, just pay us whatever you can. Whatever gets through, gets through. Right? But since 9/11, Afghanistan, it's fucking, you can't just be sending cargoes out and shit like that, right? Pakistan, like, you know what I mean? Like, the world changed after 9/11 in a lot of ways, right? The Patriot Act, we lost a lot of our rights and stuff, surveillance, and, a lot of shit changed then, right? So this is like a new sort of change. Like, basically, like, basically, like there'll be no more handshakes anymore. There won't be any like handshakes anymore in the future. Nobody's going to nobody's going to kiss each other on the cheek anymore. Not even fist bumps. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to change. You'll see. Like, the new thing will be the hand on the heart. That'll be the one that'll go over the years. You'll see. People are going to do this instead of a handshake, or you see someone, you're going to do this. You know what I mean? That'll be sort of the new thing. People aren't going to touch each other anymore. You're not going to sit next to someone at a movie theater for a long time. You're not going to go to a Broadway play. You know what I mean? You're not, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit that, like, people aren't going to sit in close proximity. They won't want to. Now, look, you go back to the Spanish flu, and, after a while, people weren't worried about Spanish flu anymore. Shit changes, but there's going to be second waves too, right, guys? Look, there's going to be an original second wave of the virus just this summer in July and shit. There's a second wave going to come. Then you get through that, and I think we'll have sort of a little lull of peace for August and September. And then boom, fucking October, COVID fucking 20, the new hybrid bitch will be back. And it's going to wipe everything out again. Like, we're in for the long haul. This is not a 3-week fight. It's not a 3-month fight. It's a fucking 2-year fight. And 12 to 18 months, magically. Now, doesn't mean you're not going to be able to go out of your house and shit, but shit won't be normal ever again. Like, there'll always be lines to get in stores. There'll be a limit of how many people can get in. Like, people are dumb. They don't pay attention to shit, but they're like, oh, China's open again. No, it isn't. Fuck. They open Wuhan. You're allowed to go out of your house, once every 2 days. Seriously. For like an hour. You're allowed out of your house once every 2 days for an hour to go to the store. It's not back. Like, they're lying. Like, you know what I mean? They're not open. And you can't control people here like they do there. There, it's a dictator government where they'll just shoot you and put you in, they'll just kill you, right? Like, so you can't argue with them. You know what I mean? Here, how are you going to monitor? Oh, you can go for an hour only. How are you going to monitor that? It's the United States of America. People are going to tell cops to go fuck themselves and shit. It's already happening in New York. Some punch a cop in the face yesterday here. Like, it's not going to happen, right? They won't even do like full state shutdowns here. They're not going into that mode. America knows if they take that route, people will start fucking getting pissed, and then they'll start going out because you're telling them not to go out. If you're nice about it, they'll stay in. The second, like, you start forcing Americans to do something, they're going to do the opposite, right? Oh, how do you love Trump? Well, you know what? We're going to do the opposite. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll always surprise you with that. So, Now it is. That's the thing. Which I don't want to live in that world, Sonny. I don't want wristbands and like fucking, oh, you're good and you're not and shit. Look, as we stated, it's going to be about 2 years or so. It's going to be, what's up, Johnny Cakes? Yeah, Lindsay's all right. We're going to get him on the show tomorrow night. Listen, I don't, like I said, I don't think that, I'm not saying we stay inside forever. Me and Richard Garner did a great podcast today. And I was surprised Garner's take, actually. And the podcast was just posted too. It's worth a listen after, guys. Like me and Garner went deep, like hardcore. Like this is no fantasy football talk. There's a couple F-bombs. Garner got worked up. He's talking about God and fucking politics. And Garner was in good form. It was a good podcast. But Richard Garner's take surprised me a little bit. Not really, but Richard Garner was under the we've got to get back to normal shit, Garner. And Garner wasn't saying like normal, but basically Garner had a good point about like these ideas about opening up the world again. Like you have to try. It doesn't mean you do it, but you try and you come up with the best idea and you sort of push the envelope until you break through, right? But Morency Unfiltered is the podcast. Morency Unfiltered. Apple iTunes. Sports, Science, Society, and Politics with Richard Garner. There's a little sports talk. We tie in when there'll be sports and society back to normal. And there's the link. Like I said, there's confusion about back to normal and what normal is and what like they can't make everybody stay inside forever. That is true. And once the summer comes, people are going to want to get out. Like they're going to, you know what I mean? And people are going to want to do their things. And like I said, you can walk and chew gum at the same time. But people are like, unless there's fucking testing, all right, you can't have 350 fucking million people walking around out there. It's going to come back and back and back again. And the economy won't come back because there's always going to be pockets that are going to be crippled popping up all the time. So, like, yeah, you don't need to, like I said, you don't need to like close everything down, right? But you can open things up and sort of, yeah, there needs to be like a responsible adult in the room to monitor things. And there is none. Like, we're not South Korea, we're not Germany. You know what I mean? Like, it's America, Canada. And Canada is being run much better than the States is with this. But the, look, you don't even have every state on lockdown and shutdown. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of governors think it's a hoax and they think God's going to save them or the Bible and like fucking USA flag is going to keep the virus away. Right? Like, there's a lot of like Trump is not exactly like the lead fucking guy to be handling a responsible like reaction to this. You know what I mean? Like, there's been a lot of fuck ups along the way and they're not over yet. And people don't seem to realize there's like a 3-week fucking after effect of all this shit. Like, it fucks up and then like a month later you get punched in the mouth with it. Hey, what's up, Bobby? Good to see you, Bob. Yeah, let's just be real, Ro. Like the Republican governors, they're delusional, right? And they're gonna get people killed and shit in the end. It'll take a little longer. It's gonna hit there and stuff, and then they'll, whatever, they'll get their help and shit. But um, now listen, Canada has coronavirus, and there's a big outbreak of it. Like there's Toronto is like fucking. They got an issue in Toronto, right? But at least Canada is all on the same page. It's not like half the country of Canada is saying, suck my dick. It's only you on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone in Canada is serious about it, except Alberta all the time. Fuck, but they're fucking batshit crazy anyways. So, you know what I mean? Like everyone's on the same page. The United States, everyone's not on the same page. I see it here. Fuck, there's fucking joggers out all the fucking time. I went to the gas station earlier. There was like a fucking family of 8 people just fucking standing there, like eating chocolate bars and shit by the cash. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you people? You're in the middle of a fucking pandemic here. Like, get your shit, get in your car, and get the fuck out of here. Fuck. Right? So, yeah, like you can't control stupidity. Like, the only way you can control stupidity is like in the Philippines. You just start shooting people. And you can't start shooting people for going for a jog. I don't mind people going for a jog, but then you get packs of them and shit, and they're just like walking viruses. Like it's like a pack of joggers. Like I see them, man, on the waterfront out here. I'm like, what the fuck, guys? Like, why don't you go jog on like an empty street somewhere? Like for your own safety too. I don't understand it. Like for your own good, why don't you go jog on an empty street? So as long as you have pockets of stupidity, there's going to be pockets of this shit that pop up all the time. But whatever. If there's one thing this virus is exposed, is a lot of people's stupidity. You know what the saying is? Like, if you don't admit you have a problem, then you're never going to fix the problem. It's one of those deals. Like, there's a lot of people that haven't fully admitted there's a problem. And you know what I'm saying? Man, yeah, yeah. The Jack Dorsey giving $1 billion. Good job. That's a serious donation right there. Look, the NFL draft is coming up. That's good for betting purposes. The CFL is going to be interesting. Yeah, he's a fucking idiot, Skid Show. You know what, Skid Show? Good to see you. But you know what? Sports books should start posting odds on who the next like politician or idiot is to get coronavirus. My money's on him. Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson did the same shit, mocked it, shook people's hands and stuff, and then he got it. He ended up in the fucking ICU. You're going to see. The fucking president of Brazil, he's definitely going to get it. This motherfucker's been mocking it for fucking a month now. He's going to get it. But yeah, the Jack Dorsey, the guy from Twitter, the owner of Twitter, good job. $1 billion donation. And basically, if the $1 billion isn't fully needed for coronavirus people, he's got a fund to help people. If it's not fully spent, if the money's not fully spent on coronavirus, he's gonna spend it on like fucking women's battered shelters and shit. Like he's not fucking around. That's why Twitter's cooler than Facebook. Like Dorsey doesn't really care about money. He cares about himself making money, but he's not like an all-out fucking sleazeball like Zuckerberg is. You know, what's Zuckerberg done? Nothing. Fuck. Zuckerberg donated like 50,000. Like Stephon Marbury donated more masks than Zuckerberg did. That's what those rich people do, though. Like, look, like we know people that, like you said, they work like at Amazon. So Jeff Bezos threatens to fire people. Like they don't get any fucking protection if they get coronavirus. Like they don't get covered or anything. But he donates $100 million, which to him is like pocket change, right? But so he gets the good publicity. Oh, Jeff Bezos. And you notice he did it on the same day that it was the bad publicity, right? So people are like, oh, it's pretty cool that Bezos, he gave $100 million. Like, yeah, because he's fucking all of his workers over. So he just did it for a little publicity stunt. No one talks about it now. Like, you don't hear Twitter. You don't hear Twitter workers bitch. And in fact, I remember long before, like, even it really became a story in North America, I remember Twitter, if you recall, fucking told their workers, stop coming in. Like Twitter's been pretty like, progressive in all this shit. Like I said, like the other companies. Wow, I didn't realize gold was that much. Holy shit. That's pissing me off. I fucking used to have some. All right, so we're going to wrap it up in a couple of minutes. It was an accidental free public show tonight. YouTube. I guess it was an act of God. What are you going to do? So if you want the Saturday night show moving forward for Patreon, just go to patreon.com/sportsrage. You can sign up. And we got a shitload of free content with Sports Grid. And we'll be starting with SB Nation too. I have it on ESPN right now. It's cool. They have all this college football stuff. I think it's like a college football skills competition, but it's just nice seeing football and the highlights, and they're showing all these college football highlights and shit. It's cool. It's like, oh, I remember that. Yeah, that's the whole thing with me. I can live with all this virus stuff and the world shut down and all this. I'm just pissed there's no sports thing. I don't go out much anyways. The only time I ever went out is I go to a sports game like once a month or something, you know, and I get blasted. But I work all the time anyways. Now we're doing 7 days a week. Fuck. I got a TV taping in the morning. I got to get out of here. I got a TV taping in the morning, and I got a TV taping Sunday afternoon. All right, so we appreciate everybody hanging out with us here this evening. It was actually fun with the open format. It was all cool. It's cool to have some crazy people in our chat here tonight. Tomorrow night, I'll be back to the private crew. We'll get uncensored. We'll get Corey Parson on. We'll get Bob from Vermont on. Stay safe, Bob, at the home. We'll give you a call tomorrow night. We'll get you on the show. Thanks, Paul. We'll get Bob on. We'll get Corey Parson on. It'll be like old school. I don't know. You know what? There's actually a way I can do this. I could do it. I could get them both on at the same time, Corey and Bob. There was someone else I was going to get, but. All right, Common Cream. I don't mind the free shows once in a while. It's just, people pay and shit, right? And they don't want to deal with fucking trolls and stuff. But there weren't a lot of trolls tonight. We kicked out the one guy that came back a few times. And so good job tonight, actually, guys, with the lack of trolls tonight. I'm actually amazed. We have a free show up, and it's 35 thumbs up and 0 thumbs down. I just ruined the no-hitter because someone will give a thumbs down now, but I don't give a shit. But I did a video the other day. It was accidentally, like it was one of the podcasts in the public. It's like 72 thumbs down and shit, like 4 thumbs. Like, what the fuck? We got ambushed by someone. I don't care. God bless you all. Stay safe. The trolls, I don't mean it, actually. You can go fuck yourselves. I don't care if you stay safe. But everyone else, stay safe. There's the link if you want to sign up for Patreon, but we got plenty of free stuff. Me and Cam have a bunch of shows posted, fresh content every day posted. They're doing a good job after I bitched about the timing and shit. Let's see. You know why, though, we didn't really have trolls tonight? I didn't publicize this. You guys are all fans for the most part. You know what I mean? Because the only people that know about this are people that are subscribers to my YouTube channel. Because I didn't post this on Twitter or anything that we were on the air or anything, right? So good job, guys. We gave you the podcast links. Here's some video links. Other than that, I gave you all I got. You're on your own. Stay safe. Later.